Hey guys, Thogden here, welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, you guys asked and asked again in the comment section for this video, and we're bringing it to your screens. The Bundesliga predictions are here, and I'm so looking forward to seeing football back, aren't you, THOGDAD?
I can't wait, but hey Phil, what a trim that is.
Thogman Barber.
And I tell you what else I like, that is one beautiful shirt.
It's not bad, is it? I had to cop it for the video just in time for Bundesliga predictions, and I'm buzzing for it. But THOGDAD, what's the big question? It's the like target. What is it today?
Ooh, I'm going for 4,500.
Let's smash it. Lads, if you want to see us do predictions in game week 2, let's hit the like target.
Let's get straight into it with Augsburg against Wolfsburg.
Let's do it.
You might call it Wolfsburg. Thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, this is 14th against 7th.
Yep.
Now, Augsburg are 5 points off the relegation zone, but Wolfsburg are only sort of 1 point away from a European place.
Interesting. A little fact for you about Wolfsburg, they are the team that blossomed Kevin De Bruyne, the third best player in the world, Man City legend. Thing about Augsburg, they've only won 1 game in 2020. We're in May, lads. Get your form back up, but I don't think it will come just yet. I'm going to go for a boring 1-1 draw. What you say?
Well, when I heard Augsburg, my first thought is, where the hell is it? It's actually in Bavaria. And what's Bavaria famous for?
Well, if you're saying it, probably great beer.
These boys only got into the Bundesliga 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago, they got into Europe and lost to Liverpool.
Wow.
I'm going Augsburg 1, Wolfsburg 2.
Now it's time we move onto a massive game this season, and you know what, I've got the Dortmund shirt on, so I'm going to announce it this time. It's Borussia Dortmund versus Schalke. It's yellow and black versus blue. It's derby day in the Bundesliga, and I'm buzzing to predict this. I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. What's going to be crazy about this is seeing Signal Iduna Park without the yellow wall. I mean, what the hell?
I know, and this is 2nd against 6th. You all know that Dortmund are 4 points behind Bayern Munich.
Let's talk about that front line of Haaland, their new signing in January, who's just been banging them in. Jadon Sancho's got 14 goals, 15 assists. Torgan Hazard, they've got a great front line. You know, they've even got the kid Gio Reyna, who's 17. I watched him when I was at Dortmund PSG. They've got some great youth. Schalke haven't scored in 4 of their games, which is crazy to think. But everything changes on derby day. You know, they beat Dortmund last year at Signal Iduna Park, okay, 4-2, but there were fans there. So it's going to be interesting to see how different the result could be without spectators. But to top things off, Schalke also have a player called John Joe Kenny, who's on loan from Everton, and he's been playing lately, so I think he'll play in this game. So there's an English lad on both sides. I think I'm going to go for Dortmund 3, Schalke 2, a 5-goal thriller. What do you think, Dad?
Wow, I'm going close to you, and I'm saying Dortmund 3, Schalke 1.
Ooh,
I agree,
okay.
There will be goals.
Tasty.
Of course, all these games are behind closed doors. How do you think that's going to affect things?
I feel like the home team will have an advantage, because although there won't be any fans to back them, the location, they'll know the pitch, they'll know their, their home area. So I feel like the home team will still have a big advantage. PSG Dortmund's second leg in Paris, I think having no fans there really helped PSG. I think Jadon Sancho will nick a goal, and I think Haaland will get one too. It's going to be a great game. Turn on your tellies for it. BT Sports.
The next game is Fortuna Düsseldorf against Paderborn.
Okay.
16th against 18th. Now, these are the 2 lowest scoring teams in the league.
Yes.
Paderborn's only their 2nd season in the Bundesliga, and they never stay up.
You know what? This is a relegation battle. They're both in relegation places. Both these teams have conceded 50 or more goals in 25 games, which is 2 on average plus. That's pretty bad. Düsseldorf have a striker who knows where to find the back of the net called Hennings. An English name, but he's a German lad. Quite funny, Hennings. It seems very English, you know what I mean? But he's got 11 goals, and I reckon he might find the back of the net. I think he'll get 1 goal, and I think he'll help push Düsseldorf on to get a big 3 points in a relegation scruffle to make a 2-1 win.
Every year, the fans of Fortuna Düsseldorf go on a big trip to Portman Road, Ipswich.
Seriously?
Yeah, they've got these links between the 2 clubs.
Crazy.
Totally and utterly random. I'm going with home advantage. I'm going Düsseldorf 2, Paderborn 1.
We agree.
Well, we can't shake hands.
Oh, Corona.
Forgot about the global pandemic that's ruining our lives.
I mean, you are my dad though, Thor.
The next game is Hoffenheim against Hertha Berlin.
Okay.
9th against 13th. Now, Hoffenheim are pushing for a European place.
They are, and they're usually in Champions League and Europa League. And I really think these last 9 games are very important for them, because if they want to sneak into a European position, they need some wins, don't they?
Now, Hoffenheim is a fascinating club, because 20 years ago, ago, they were in the 5th division.
They basically gave a non-league club a load of money, and then yes, they walked through the league. You know, Hoffenheim isn't even a place here, it's a tiny town.
I know, it's a village of 3,300 people.
Exactly, yet they fill, what, 25,000 or something? Like, it's ridiculous. Hoffenheim have lost 5 of the 6 last home games. I think they've kind of got the break at the right time because they weren't on great form at home. Hertha Berlin on their side, Matthias Kuhner, who was linked with Wolves, actually ended up signing for Hertha in January, and he's been actually scoring quite a lot lately, so I think he'll nick 1 goal. Hoffenheim are going to win at home 2-1.
Oh, interesting. Now I'm smiling because Hoffenheim do something a little bit naughty now and again. They put loudspeakers below the away fans to try and drown them out, allegedly.
Crazy. That's mental.
But of course that won't matter tomorrow. I'm going for Hoffenheim 2, Hertha Berlin 0.
Little thing for Liverpool fans there, Marco Grujic is on loan at Hoffenheim. He's a Liverpool player and he might play, so LFC Red fans, watch out.
The next game is RB Leipzig against Freiburg, 3rd against 8th.
Decent.
Now Leipzig, they're only 1 point off 2nd place Dortmund, aren't they?
But don't they look a great side this year, don't they?
Yes.
Unbelievable. I mean, their last game, they just beat Tottenham 3-0.
I know.
All right. They're on 50 points, which is 1 off Dortmund. They've got a big striker in Timo Werner who's got 21 goals. Another thing for you Liverpool fans, you've been linked with him, so he might be signing in the summer. We've seen them beating Zenit at home and drawing Dortmund away. They're a good team, aren't they?
Absolutely. And Timo Werner, we saw him bag a hat-trick, I think, didn't we?
Oh, great player.
Christopher Nkunku, 12 assists.
And 4 goals.
Yes, a lot of people talking about him.
He is. He's a very good playmaker who came from PSG, and he's been doing very well this season. Some other players at Leipzig's team you might want to look out for. Everton fans, Ademola Lookman. Obviously, it's a transfer, but he was at your club a few years. I mean, obviously, Sabitzer as well, Austrian. We saw him score an absolutely stunning goal against Zenit. Obviously, Upamecano at the back, centre-back, French lad, young, who's been linked with Arsenal. I'm going to go for 2-0 RB Leipzig, home advantage as well.
And if it wasn't lockdown, I'd shake your hand. 2-0 to Leipzig. The next game is Eintracht Frankfurt against Borussia Mönchengladbach. The best name in football.
And also the longest name in football.
I know. 12th against 4th. So Mönchengladbach has 2 points off 2nd place. And it was funny, when we were there, we were asking fans, can you win the league? And they were very German, very direct. They're like, nope, we can't win the league.
They never do. They say they always start off well, but then they end up bottling it in the end, is what they say. Pli Thuram up top, Herman the German, you'll know him from FIFA.
You know, 40 years ago, Frankfurt won the UEFA Cup. And 60 years ago, this is brilliant, they played at Hampden Park in the final of the European Cup, which is like the Champions League.
Wow.
They scored 3 goals. They lost 7-3 to Real Madrid. It's like one of the most famous games in European football.
Honestly, that's ridiculous.
It is, isn't it?
Last game out, Frankfurt played a game with no spectators. It was their European match versus Basel. And shock, they lost 3-0 at home. Maybe it's because they had no spectators, because they're not used to that. Now they're playing Mönchengladbach, who, in my opinion, are a stronger side than Basel. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, a 4-goal game, which will be interesting. What are you saying?
I'm going Frankfurt 1, Mönchengladbach 2.
Oh, an away win.
An away
Big
win.
Cool.
I think that Mönchengladbach have just got that little extra bit of quality. On to Sunday's games now. 10th against 15th. It is FC Köln against Mainz.
Dad, you need to stop trying these German impressions. Just say it normally, Dad.
FC Köln.
Oh my God, stop.
Mainz.
Interesting thing about FC Köln now, we actually went to Cologne. We saw them win at home against Wolfsburg 3-1. Cordoba with a double, and Cordoba is also their top goal scorer and someone who I backed to score against Mainz. Robin Quaison, a player for Mainz, has 12 goals, which is really impressive. But I'm going to back home advantage and say FC Köln win 3-1.
Köln will also be missing Hennes the Goat.
Oh, that's big. This is interesting. All mascots are banned from these matches, right? For FC Köln, it's in their logo, it's their passion. The goat is what represents them as a club. It brings them the luck. And for the first time in a while, they're not going to have that there for their game.
I know. I'm going to take a stab and say Köln 2, Mainz 1. The next game is Union Berlin against Bayern Munich, 11th against 1st.
Massive match.
Now, Union have only drawn 3 times this season. Bayern Munich, 73 goals, and they've hit the woodwork 15 times.
What the hell? Thing is about Union Berlin, I really like the story of their club. They nearly went bankrupt, and their fans gave blood, sold blood, to raise money to keep the club alive. They play in red, and red was the colour of blood that saved their club. I think that's a brilliant story. And now they're in the top division comfortably in 11th place.
Absolutely.
So they're not too worried about getting relegated. They're at home. They've got Sebastian Polter up top, a player they signed from QPR.
It's their first ever year in the Bundesliga, isn't it? Passionate crowds. I mean, they're full every single week.
It's brilliant.
I can't wait to go there. In fact, I've got a little secret for you.
What?
is going to be my favourite German team.
Seriously? Don't tell Hertha fans.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Bayern Munich. I mean, top of the league now after a rough start. Luck didn't really go their way, but now they are, and I can't see anyone stopping them. With Lewandowski on form with 25 goals, Serge Gnabry, who not only does it in the league, does it in the Champions League, he's also another world-class player. You got Müller on 16 assists and 6 goals. 16 assists! That's like crazy more than Ozil, and everyone talks about Ozil being the real assistant. No, it's Müller. He's done amazing.
He has. But also, there's another player that everyone's talking about. That's Alphonso Davies. He's Theo's age. He's 19. He's a left-back from Canada. And people are looking at him, aren't they, Theo?
I can tell you something right now. The last Bayern Munich game I went to was Chelsea versus Bayern Munich, the one this season. Bayern Munich spanked them 3-0, absolutely destroyed them, and Alphonso Davies left Reece James for dead one time, and he got an assist, ran up that left, completely sent the fullback, and played it into Lewandowski and scored the third. I can tell you right now, after watching Bayern dominate and destroy Chelsea like they did, not only do I back them to probably win the Bundesliga, even though I'm wearing the club shirt, actually it'll be close, but also I'd probably back them in the Champions League with the sort of quality they have. 3-0 Bayern win, convincing.
Yes, and I'm going 3-1 to Bayern. Sorry, Union. And the final game on Monday, Werder Bremen against Bayer Leverkusen, 17th against 5th. Now, Werder Bremen, brilliant at making beer, Beck's beer.
But not great this season.
No, they're not scoring goals.
Second bottom. You know, Werder Bremen have been in the top division for a while, and they've always been respected as kind of a decent club, but this season, they're risking going down, aren't they, Dad?
They are. They are 4 points from safety, so there's 18 teams in the league. If you finish 16th, you go into a playoff with a team from Bundesliga 2.
Do you want to hear something crazy, though? They've got the worst home form in the league, and guess how many points they've picked up at home? 5. The whole year. 5. I honestly feel for you Werder Bremen season ticket holders, and I just simply can't back you against Bayer Leverkusen. Aside, which I was at their last match, which was in Europe against Rangers, and they are great. Leon Bailey scored, Kai Havertz with a penalty, a goal. They've got a great stacked side. They've got.
I tell you what, that Kai Havertz last season, he banged in 17 goals at Theo's age. He was 19.
Werder Bremen 1, Bayer Leverkusen 2.
Yeah, I'm going for Bremen 1, Leverkusen 3. I just think they've got that extra quality there. Now, I think everyone watching this, if you're English and you've not really followed Bundesliga football, pick a team.
Dad's picking Union Berlin. You know, that's
Paderborn.
interesting. Tell me who you're supporting in the comment section down below. But also what I want to hear is what are your predictions? Let's smash THOGDAD's like target of 4.5k likes. If we do it, we'll make a second Bundesliga predictions for game week 2 next week. THOGDAD, any last words?
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much. See you later. Football's back. Let's enjoy it. See you guys.